My name is Sarah Morton. I'm 20 years old, and my first crush was this boy named Christopher Egland in kindergarten, and I don't really remember a lot about him. We would play games at recess together. I don't know. Does that count? Like a little childhood crush? Yeah.
I think so.
Christopher Egland. I'm surprised I even still remember his name, but yeah. So my first accidental kiss was in 6th grade because I didn't realize my boyfriend was trying to kiss me, and so I tried to hug him and he kissed the side of my face, and it was really awkward. But I would say my first real kiss was my freshman year of high school. It was okay. I have never tried Tinder or a dating app. I was against Tinder for a long time just because I don't like the idea of looking at somebody and swiping a certain direction. I think that's one of the least important things in a lasting relationship. So I guess if you're just using them to hook up, that's one thing, that's fine. And I guess that I'm not against anyone using them. It's just that's not what I'm looking for at all anymore. So I mean, I think other dating websites where you're looking for a relationship would be good. And I shouldn't knock Tinder because I've never even seen that before. And I have friends who've had long relationships off Tinder before, but I don't know, I just feel anybody I just don't like the dynamic of it, I guess. I'm more old-fashioned, too. I definitely think things should happen organically, but, it's easy for me to say because I'm in college and I'm constantly surrounded by people, so, I understand people. It's hard to meet people. It's really hard. I don't know. My last boyfriend didn't really take me on dates because he didn't drive and neither of us had very much money. Most of the times when things were best, we were just hanging out at home. I mean, I feel that's what is kind of the point though, right? Is to find somebody that you can just be at home with. I don't know. Best date I've ever had. I haven't had a lot of boyfriends either. I've only really had 2. Really, nothing is coming to mind. Nothing at all. I'm thinking a lot of. Okay, I have one in mind, but it wasn't even the boy. I was in San Francisco, and it kind of sucked because he told us the wrong time that a concert was supposed to start, and so we showed up with only 2 songs left after we bought tickets. I mean, they were only $12, but it was in this place called the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco, and the inside looks like an opera house. It's fucking beautiful, but it was this garage rock band called Bass Drum of Death, so it was just really cool to hear that music in this beautifully ornate music hall. And I just remember we got there and it was really cool because I really liked their music, and he was holding me from behind and we were just dancing, and that was really nice. But that relationship didn't end well, so I think it was more the music than the date aspect. The worst date I've ever had was same boy, Halloween. My roommate and him and I bought weed, and I knew I didn't like smoking weed, but I was fuck it, it's Halloween. So we got high, and there was this really weird dude in this dog park wearing a cape, playing guitar, but we couldn't tell if he was holding a plastic guitar and playing music out of his phone or actually playing a real guitar, and he was super creepy. And then he came up to us and gave us fireworks, and we were what the fuck? And then my roommate left, and me and him went to get sushi, and he was just kind of a dick, and he was a vegetarian, but every time he got high he would eat meat, so I'm pretty sure he was just a vegetarian because he wanted to be I'm a vegetarian. So yeah, that was shitty and kind of disillusioning. And then after that I accidentally got super hammered because I didn't realize how strong the drinks we were drinking were, and he left me alone in the street in a slutty schoolgirl costume on Halloween, on Haight Street in San Francisco, and 2 random people I'd never met before brought me home. Oh man, I'm kind of I don't know. I'm kind of a maternal person, I guess, so it takes me a while to realize because I start having these little tendencies where I'll just want to do things for this person, or I'll want to make sure they're happy all the time, and so I guess I'll start it'll take me a while to realize, but butterflies in your stomach are definitely a real thing. I'm a super nervous person. I don't want to be, but I'm pretty neurotic, so I guess when I start to notice that I get really nervous around them, maybe that's what it is. Or yeah, that's probably it. I just get really nervous, and I'm how do I interact with people now? What do I normally do with my hands? That's me. I think there's just something when you can tell that somebody is a good person. Like, you just feel warm when you're around them, and like, it's not somebody who's like, I mean, just because I've like, the people that I've dated and had feelings for have been such like a wide array of people, I wouldn't say like there's any, like I don't think it's necessarily anything physical. I think it's more like a chemical thing, and it's like, just when you feel good being around somebody, and I think that comes from somebody just like genuinely being like open-minded and good and like warm. And I mean, definitely people who like smile and laugh a lot, that's probably the first thing, like to answer that, definitely the first thing. Like if somebody makes me laugh a lot and like they have like a contagious smile, that'll get me for sure. Oh man, that's very familiar to me right now, because I just was in a relationship for a year and we broke up yesterday. So I would say physiologically it's very real. Like, I haven't eaten in like 2 days, except I ate part of a donut yesterday while I was crying in the bathtub. God, I don't know. It's like, for me, I can't eat when I'm anxious or sad, and like there are certain situations where I can't stop eating, like, you know, but heartbreak for me, like, it comes in waves of feeling like you can't move and like your stomach hurts. It feels like somebody's like squeezing your stomach and like your throat, and you just feel like nothing's ever going to be okay again, and you just have to like try to tell yourself like this is going to pass, and then you'll get like flickers of like optimistic moments where it's like it is going to be okay, like, you know, there's still a lot of good things in my life, and I know that like that'll pass too. But like, I feel like emotionally or maybe like mentally, heartbreak is different for everyone. For me, it's just kind of like, at least right now, like the type of heartbreak I'm experiencing is like feeling like you've given everything to somebody, like you're literally on the floor, like empty hands, empty pockets, like, isn't this enough? And they just kind of like kick you and they're like, no, like you're fucking worthless, like it's not enough. And you're just like, okay, and you like crawl away. I don't know. Breakup routine, I don't know, so far it's like cry, check. I watched the episode of How I Met Your Mother where Lily leaves Marshall last night. And I guess, yeah, like this is really weird for me too, because I'm really into music. Like, I have music for when I'm studying, music for when I'm taking a shower in the morning, music for when I'm taking a shower at night, music for when I'm driving anywhere, music for when I'm walking to class. I fucking love music, but I haven't really listened to music at all, just because I can't find the right thing, which sucks. Like, I want that to be over, but like, I think I just don't want any specific music to be tied to how I'm feeling, and I think all of it's just going to make me feel worse. So I think the most helpful thing as far as like breakup routine, I guess, is just try to talk to as many people who you know are good and care about you and who you care about as you can. And like, of course you have to be like negative and like let out the bad energy, but try to like focus on other things like that are going on in their life, or just like go out and do other things. Like, of course you have to like have a mourning period too, but like and let yourself do that, you know, like let yourself cry and like be alone, but also make yourself go out, because that's the only way to really get the like feelings of despair to go away, I think. Yes, I have been in love, for sure. Oh shit, that's hard. I don't know. I don't know if you can be in love with two different people at the same time. I believe you can love somebody, like, you can totally, I don't know. Yeah, I think that you can be in love with somebody and have like a little crush on somebody else, but I don't think you can be in love with two people at once. I'm not totally discounting the idea. Maybe it's happened. I just like, you know, it's never happened to me. And the only reason I say no is because I feel like whenever you genuinely love somebody, like, it takes all of you. And like a crush is really more like an infatuation. So of course, like, you know, you hang out with somebody a few times and it's like, oh, like you have a really cute smile and like you do a lot of cool things and like you find yourself wanting to spend time with them, but it's totally different from like feeling like you do anything for this other person and like they're your whole life and like you care about them more than you care about yourself. And I mean, I just can't imagine having that for two different people. Like, how could two different people be it for you? But maybe, I mean, I don't know. I've never experienced it. I used to think love meant knowing everything about a person and accepting them anyways, and I still believe that, but I think it's more than that. I think also love is knowing that people are imperfect, you're imperfect, life is sure as hell imperfect, and a lot of shit's gonna happen, but you, first of all, it's like a feeling, of course, that you can't help, like you can't will it away, but you also, like, it's partially a decision, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to decide that you care about this person more than anything, and like they're worth it to you, and you have to keep working at it all the time, and you have to like make it a priority. You have to like, I mean, it's a lot more of a conscious effort than I used to think it was, I guess, but definitely something unconditional and very like candid. It can't be forced at all. Definitely has to just be like all of you all out in the open. Like you can't hide anything from people, you can't lie. Like that's not love, you know, because that's not really you. Don't fall in love. No, I'm totally kidding. My advice, honestly, people are going to change, but just try to be conscious of if you're doing things that make you uncomfortable for someone else, because that's unhealthy, but it can just be really easy to fall into that. And then other than that, I would say just try to enjoy it, because like so much shit happens in life and none of it's in your control. So like if you're lucky enough to find somebody and fall in love with them, like that's such a beautiful thing. Like I guess just hold on to it as long as it's still healthy and good.